Hello, I am Chola Owens, one of your hosts for Women of Wisdom. I wanted to introduce myself and talk to you about my purpose for this show and who I am. I'm a mother of 6 beautiful, healthy, blessed children and a wife to a very supportive and adoring husband. I am originally from Portsmouth, Virginia, but I have lived in just about every city in Hampton Roads. I've been here all of my life. I'm very involved in the community. I'm a realtor as well, and I take pride in educating my community about credit knowledge as well as becoming homeowners and achieving that dream. I have a lot of things that I want to bring to light and enlighten my community about. One of my purposes for this show is to make sure that people are aware of what's happening in our community, what's affecting our children, and what's affecting us on a daily basis. So I hope you enjoyed this show. I hope you love the topics that we bring. We hope to see you every week, and we look forward to bringing the subjects that you want to hear to you.
Hello, my name is Danita Hayes, and I am your co-host of Women of Wisdom. Today, I just wanted to come to you just to introduce myself and tell you a little bit about who I am. I am a wife, a mother of 3 beautiful children, married for 15 years to my wonderful, loving, and supporting husband, Chris Hayes. I am also a real estate broker. I have a real estate company local here in the Hampton Roads area. We're located in Chesapeake, and we are a full-service real estate company. I am also the co-founder of Sisterhood Connection, which is a group that inspires, uplifts, and empowers women. So we wanted to do this show just to bring awareness to many topics that are going on in our community that the average news station doesn't talk about. So we hope that you enjoy the show, and we hope that you will tune in every week and listen to the Women of Wisdom. Hello and welcome. I'm Danita Hayes.
And I'm Chola Owens.
And we are your hosts of Women of Wisdom. As you all know, sex trafficking is growing at an alarming rate. We decided to bring on Ms. Chioma to educate us on the statistics and bring awareness to the topic. Recently, there have been a lot of missing girls in the DC area. Chioma educated us on how the missing girls correlate directly with what's going on with the sex trafficking. We hope that you enjoy the interview and that it sheds some light and educates you about this topic.
All right, quiet on set.
Welcome back. I am super excited with our guest that we have here today. We have Ms. Chioma, and she is the founder of the Stop Traffic organization, and we also have Catherine Staten, who is the founder of My Hope Foundation and author of a wonderful book by the name of
Love's Got Everything to Do with It.
That's right. So we're here today, and these young ladies have decided to come out and give us more information about the terrible incidents that's going on right now with the sex trafficking. You guys have been hearing about all of the different things going on with the girls who are missing in Washington, D.C. And my question to you, Chioma, because I know that your organization basically does a lot with the sex trafficking, do you feel like these missing girls have anything to do with the sex trafficking that's going on?
Yes, I feel like that first people need to be educated to know that human trafficking is not just shipping and moving of bodies. And so with the whole incident of the girls being missing, some people have said they're runaways, some people have concluded it to be fake news, and so on and so forth. When human trafficking, it happens to any and everybody. So I can say I feel confident as a founder and advocate for human trafficking that these girls are part of that whole episode. But then at the same time, we really don't know unless we have some type of confirmation from their families, friends, and people like that.
And I know it's a subject that's very taboo. A lot of people don't really like to talk about it. But we just want to have a platform to bring awareness so people know that this is going on. I, for one, didn't even know that this was something that was going on. And apparently it's something that's going on not just in DC, but I believe you said also in the Hampton Roads area. Did you have any statistics about that, about what's going on in our own area, right in our backyards?
Yes. First, people need to understand, of course, that human trafficking is not just a single episode. There's organ harvesting, there's forced labor, there's forced marriages, and of course, child sex trafficking. Virginia is number 6 in terms of human trafficking, which is centered mostly around prostitution. So yes, it is going on a lot. The ages start for boys at 8, girls at 12, and it goes all the way up to you have people in their 40s that's still doing prostitution. So yes, it is going on here in Hampton Roads. Yes, it's prevalent. But for people that want to get the confirmed news instead of not the fake news, you can call your Attorney General's office and they can give you plenty of information. You can call the police department. They all have statistics. And so as I stated here, we're number 6 for human trafficking. Child sex trafficking is a little bit higher in terms of what's going on in Hampton Roads.
And I found some actual numbers.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah. These numbers are from, as of December 2016, there's been, for just the state of Virginia, there's been 3,708 calls for human sex trafficking. And the cases are 857.
Wow.
And about 119 of that numbers are victims and survivors.
Wow.
So it's happening a lot, but we have to realize also that these are just the numbers that are reported. Can you imagine the numbers that are not reported, or the people that are not found in court?
Absolutely.
So this is not, really, accurate.
Have you guys ever encountered or helped anyone who actually went through this terrible ordeal recover? And do you have any stories as how it began with them and how they were able to get out? And if how do we as parents protect our daughters from this happening to us?
So Traffic Stops is a global coalition. We have 20 states involved, 4 countries, and we basically work on 3 levels. With advocacy, we amend bills and submit bills to legislation. We provide education where we have great opportunities. Thank you, Ms. Danita, and also for you to be able to allow us to come on your show. And we try to go out to shelters and places that we actually think people are actually being impacted by human trafficking. So the main thing that parents can do is be involved in their kids' life. Go back to basics, not make it difficult. You have to know who their friends are, who the parents of the friends are, where they're going, where they're hanging out. Kids, this is not just runaways. Kids are not getting snatched up like they are on Taken. These kids are being groomed as if people, when they're going to a relationship, they're being courted. So the first few days, you may get a call, you may get flowers, you may get gifts. Well, the same thing is happening for kids, boys and girls. And people don't talk about boys, but globally, boys are 50% of the population. So the first thing to do is to understand that human trafficking is not just the act of shipping and moving the bodies and people being stolen. It's prostitution and all those other things I talked about, but definitely a lot of perversion going on. Definitely a lot of places in the area with the forced labor and so on and so forth. But as a parent, you can just make sure you stay involved in your child's life. And I mean, from just like you're expected to be with them from kindergarten all the way up to 12th grade, and sometimes in college, it needs to happen the same way with your level of involvement. You have to know their friends, have to know where they're hanging out, where they're going, because I mean, there's missionary churches going out in the name of God, but then they're participating in human trafficking. There are, law enforcement. They're a part of human trafficking. So, I mean, they are our best friends. Law enforcement are our best friends to stop this from happening. So I don't want to put that out there to make it seem like they're the enemies when they're not. But at the same time, as a parent, you have to be involved in your kid's life. And you have to report it. Don't try, if you go to the gas station and you see something that looks suspicious, call non-emergency. Call the Attorney General's office. And those are things that you can do, but don't personally get involved in things that look funny. And one of the ways that you can notice it in schools or at churches or whatever, most of the kids are high maintenance. They're very, very high maintenance that's involved in the human trafficking because it's a lot of prostitution. They are very standoffish. They usually are, to themselves, so on and so forth. And so, you can notice the kids, and some of them, are really dirty and not clean. But most of them are, they're pretty high maintenance. The girls are pretty high maintenance. The guys pretty much stated itself. And so you just have to be careful and take note of your surroundings. Because, we live in an environment now where we stay next to our neighbors and we don't know who they are.
Yeah, that's true.
And we don't know anything about them. And so if I could leave anything with your audience, I will also say check your sex registry. Because everybody that's in the sex registry are not just the pedophiles, they're also perpetrators of human trafficking. So you could be living next to somebody who sold organs. You can be living next to somebody who enforced marriages or forced women to sell their babies or doing some act of perversion. But you definitely need to check your sex registry for your area.
Absolutely.
And I wanted to add to what she said, this one thing. Make sure your children don't go anywhere by themselves. Always a buddy system.
Right.
At least 2 or 3. So
Absolutely.
just wanted to add that. Yeah.
And it used to be that thing where when the kids traveled in packs, they consider that to be gangs. But your kid always needs to be with somebody, just like Catherine was saying.
That's right.
Always, yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Chioma, for all the information. But before we go, we wanted to allow Miss Kathy Staten to talk about her wonderful book. Love has got everything to do with it.
Amen.
And she's going to tell us how you can also order the book as well.
Okay. I just wanted to say too that we just added My Help My Hope Foundation is an organization that is dedicated to breaking the silence on domestic violence and sexual assault, but we also just add human sex trafficking because it's so needed. But my book is about my personal journey from God taking me from pain to gain, from pain to purpose. So it's my personal story, and it's also a self-help book. In the back of the book, it says information about domestic violence and sexual assault. It's a safety plan, how you can develop your own safety plan if you're in that situation and you need to get out. So it's a inspiring, and it's also a self-help book.
And how can they order it?
And they can order it from my website at myhelpmyhope.org.
And also, Chioma, tell the people how they can get in contact with you if they need any information about your organization as well.
Thank you. You can go to www.trafficstops.org. That's trafficstops.org. Area code 757-276-3329.
Thank you, ladies, so much.
Thank you for having us.
So much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, we hope that you enjoyed the interview. And just because, since this is Women of Wisdom, we would like to end every show with a word of wisdom. And today the word is wisdom. Wisdom. What is wisdom? Wisdom is having knowledge, but knowing when and where to apply it. Our Father in heaven has infinite wisdom, and all we have to do is ask him for it, and he will give it to those who ask. So be sure that you ask your Heavenly Father for wisdom, and he will give it to you.
My take on the word wisdom, it means a lot to me as far as it's different avenues to where wisdom can come from. The wisdom comes in denial and pain and suffering, and also in glory. So make sure that whatever you're going through at the moment, that you seek God in it and you seek his wisdom in whatever you're going through.
That's right.
Thank you for joining us. We'll see you next time.